Hello everyone, Ground Your Games here. Today we're looking at Twilight Struggle, the Cold War, 1945 to 1989. This covers all the crazy proxy wars between the USSR and the United States. It's a game based on influence, coups, a couple battles here and there. It's not a traditional war game. Hex and movement and fighting and that kind of thing. There are counters, but it's more just to identify what countries you are controlling and so forth. So it's pretty fun. It's a board game by GMT. I actually own the board game. Haven't had a chance to play the board game because I discovered after getting the board game that this game is online and you can pick it up on Steam relatively cheap. I think it was $10 or something. I even bought the DLC for it, which is another fairly cheap. It works well on Steam for a board game. I think it's very fun. I do have a friend that plays with me, but usually I play against the AI. So I'll go over a few things with this game, and then I'll actually do some gameplay later on in later episodes. So here's your main screen. You can play offline against the AI or online. You can play against your friend. You invite your friends, or you can find random players to play. Settings right here, so you can check out different things, change all your settings as usual. Let's go here. So I have a couple of games going that I have started, but you can do the tutorial. I'd recommend it, I guess, if you have no idea. If you already play the board game, then you're not going to need this. I think tutorial's okay. I did it. I just prefer playing, but I'll leave that up to you. So all you have to do is either create game, and you can pick standard, or if you have the DLCs, you can choose these other ones. Right now we're on standard. I do use optional cards that I have that came with the DLC and promo cards. There's others you can do. I'm just leaving those for now. This is interesting. Influence handicap. So if you're playing against somebody that doesn't have experience, you can give them some bonus to start the game. Help them out. And you can choose random sides, which is what I have selected, or choose sides. So you could choose to be the US or the USSR. Right now we're just random. And that's the basics of it. It's really simple. The mastering the game itself can be tricky, and we'll cover that later. But I'll show you the screen. So you can see I am playing the USSR, and I got my card deck to start. But I'll just overview a few things here. So at the top, you've got some things here. Here's your turn and action track. There are 10 turns, and each turn has action rounds. And early war, mid war, and late war. Early war you have 6, mid war you had 7, and late war is 8, I believe. I'm not quite sure. I'm not a pro at this game yet, guys. So that's that. And then DEFCON. This is important because it affects coups. Coups affect it. If one of the players reaches nuclear Armageddon, the game ends. Military operations, every turn, both sides are required to do military ops. And the military ops required is dependent on the DEFCON level. So if DEFCON level is at 3, each player will need 3 military ops. And those are accomplished through coups mostly. There are some other cards that give you some. The space race. Space race will give you bonuses. And we'll go over that, how to accomplish that in a later session. Victory points are right here. 20 wins for either side. Down here you have your player hand, your discard hand. You can see what cards were discarded. And you can see what cards have been removed from the game. Right here are cameras, so you can zoom in. Comes in handy, I think, if you're on a laptop, maybe with a smaller screen. Middle East, Asia, Central America, South America, Africa. You could probably hear the sound. They have little clips of Russian, Cold War bands playing speeches by Stalin and Khrushchev, Kennedy, Truman, Eisenhower, Nixon. It's great to hear that stuff. Anyway, that is it for the introduction and the overview. I will be adding gameplay next, so I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.